Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Wild morning weather-wise. We'll talk to Justin in a moment. Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 27th.
Thanks for joining us this morning. And we're talking beauty pageants this morning, but not in the U.S. We're talking about France.
Yeah, beauty queens have sued a pageant in France for picking contestants based on appearance.
Yeah, so beauty pageant judges look at all sorts of things before giving out a crown, and depending on the contest, they might determine if a contestant is well-spoken or talented, or if they can think quickly under pressure.
Of course, the judges also keeping an eye on what a contestant looks like. One big pageant now being sued. The three former Miss France contestants allege that the pageant uses discriminatory practices by picking contestants based on the quote-unquote representation of beauty.
So there are requirements in place like a minimum height of 5'5", no tattoos, no piercings other than your earrings. Plus entrants need to be single, have never been married, and they can't have children. They also can't change their hair or they cannot gain weight. The
women suing the pageant in France are remaining anonymous, and they teamed up with a feminist group. The suit alleges that Miss France is a quote-unquote vehicle for sexist values.
Okay. It was kind of interesting, for a pageant, but usually these are things that are required from pageants all over.
Well, now it's going to work its way through the French courts, and a judge is going to see if what laws, if any, apply here.
Yeah, and they're going to also look into, because these contestants are not actually employees.
Right.
And some of the laws in France have these kinds of laws in place, but only for employees.
Let's take a look at today's 9 at 9. FDA vaccine advisors are recommending Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds. All 17 advisors voted yes. CDC advisors are meeting next week to discuss the decision. We'll decide if it agrees. Last word comes down to CDC Director Rochelle Walensky. If she gives the nod, vaccines for children could start a few days later.
The CDC says immunocompromised people may need a fourth mRNA COVID-19 shot. Only the Pfizer and Moderna shots are mRNA vaccines. CDC officials recommend that immunocompromised get the fourth shot at least 6 months after their third dose.
Senate Democrats proposing a new corporate minimum tax rate to fund President Biden's spending bill. The proposed 15% minimum tax would apply to companies that report more than $1 billion in profits. The plan would affect roughly 200 businesses.
Republican Cindy McCain has been confirmed as President Biden's U.S. ambassador to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Agency. McCain is the widow of GOP Senator John McCain. Her focus will be on ending world hunger and expanding access to quality foods worldwide.
U.S. undergraduate enrollment has dipped over 3% since the fall of 2020. Analysts blame the labor market, luring young people away with increased wages. However, graduate enrollment at colleges and universities is growing, up more than 5% over the last 2 years.
If you're an Apple user, you now can keep verifiable COVID-19 vaccine and test information on your device. Providers can digitally sign the documents, then you can store them in the Health app. You can also transfer your vaccine card to Apple Wallet in order to display it. The feature is only available for iOS 15.
U.S. Postal Service preparing for a record holiday rush by adding 45 new facilities, 112 new sorting machines, and 40,000 additional seasonal workers nationwide. USPS expects to handle more than 50 million packages a day.
3D printing may help the housing crunch around Austin. The Wall Street Journal says home builder Lennar is teaming with tech firm Icon to create a neighborhood of 100 homes built with 3D printed materials. It will be the biggest project of its kind in the country.
The excuse to enjoy a cold one on a random Wednesday. It's National American Beer Day. The oldest producing brewery in the U.S. is Yuengling, which was established as Eagle Brewery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania in 1829. Today, there are more than 2,100 breweries in the U.S., and that's today's 9 at 9. Well, for a while during the early morning show, we had Mother Nature as a soundtrack here in the studio.
It was very loud here in the studio. A lot of thunder out there, but I guess it's quieted down, at least in the downtown area.
It's quieted down quite a bit. You look at that scene, there are actually clear skies as you look off to the west. These clouds are going to get out of here. The wind was extremely strong with those storms this morning. We saw some gusts up to 47 miles per hour here in San Antonio, and we're not done with the wind yet. We're going to see some more gusty winds this afternoon and probably tomorrow, too. Let's start with the radar. The rain has moved well to our east now around Houston. And that line of storms is still packing a punch. There have been some tornado warnings around the city of Houston, still are. You see up there around the Woodlands and then northern parts of Harris County, northeastern parts of Houston, still under the gun with some active tornado warnings. So we'll keep you posted there, but that's where all the really heavy stuff is. And it is moving away from us. Temperature-wise, you see the drop in temperatures. It's in the 50s right now in Kerrville, 56 there, 62 here in town. And we're going to struggle to get up into the 70s today. It'll be a cool day with those clearing skies. Current wind gusts, not bad yet. 22 miles per hour in Uvalde, 23 mile per hour wind gusts last reported in Del Rio. But these numbers certainly will pick up. We think some gusts up to 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour are possible into the afternoon. Right now, we're shooting for 75 for a high, but that could be a little warm. 74 by 5 o'clock, 69 by 8 o'clock. And tomorrow morning, could we be dealing with wind chills? It's possible. Temperatures will be in the low 50s, so you'll want to send your kids to school tomorrow with jackets. It's that time of year, guys.
Good to hear. Thank you, Justin. Right now, we are looking at an incident Highway 90 at I-35. SAPD is on the scene. Looks like a wrecker is there as well, and a Hero truck bringing up the rear. We had some crashes and high water areas around town earlier this morning. We're hoping all those situations are improving.
The investigation into the drag racing crash that left 2 children dead in Kerrville continues this morning.
That's right. We're learning new details about the safety measures that were in place during the race, or perhaps lack thereof. For more information, we bring in KSAT digital journalist Ferris Sabawi. Good morning, Ferris.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all?
Very well, thank you. First off, this race has been hosted at this particular airport before. What was different about that first event compared to this one?
Yeah, so Flying Diesel Performances did put on a first airport race war event back in March. And the main difference between the two is actually the size of the event. Now, in the first one, they were only expecting, according to documents that we found through County Commissioners Court and the Joint Airport Board, in the first event, they were only expecting roughly 300 spectators and only about 50 to 60 racers. So that event drew a much smaller crowd. And, you know, there was a little bit of concern with with COVID cases at the time and things like that. And there was a little bit of inclement weather that day. So the turnout wasn't a lot. You know, in comparison, this second race in October, they were expecting 3,000 spectators. So that's about 10 times as many. And twice as many racers, around 120 racers were expected to participate in this. I think the reason that that's so important, Mark, is that, you know, with a crowd that large, it can help explain why they didn't really have too much space, a lot of space for them. And it can also explain why a lot of people lined up right beyond the finish line to watch these cars go through the finish line. But that's where the Jersey barriers ran out. So there was no barriers protecting them from that 95 Mustang when it lost control and veered toward the crowd.
And with that, are spectators able to pursue any legal claims as a result of the crash, Ferris?
Yeah, Stephanie. So what happened here was before any spectators were allowed to enter, they did have to sign one of those waivers. And the waiver releases Flying Diesel Performances, the airport, the county, and the city from, you know, legal responsibility from this thing. So all the spectators have to sign it. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't pursue certain claims in court related to this event, but it does really narrow the scope in which they can pursue. So it doesn't look like there's a lot they can do there. But, you know, if you can find a good lawyer, there's certainly some avenues you can pursue.
I understand that that would narrow their legal options a bit, Ferris. So what are next steps in the case?
Yeah, Mark. So Kerrville police are still investigating this. Now, they say it's not really a criminal investigation. They are still just wanting to determine exactly what happened, exactly what went wrong, excuse me. So as they look into that, I know that on our side at KSAT 12, we are going to be keeping up with what officials have to say on it. We haven't heard too much from city officials or county officials. And we also want to keep up with the victims who are hospitalized. There are still, I believe, 4 right now who are seriously hospitalized. And we're going to keep up on their conditions and check on them them throughout the day, and just stay posted on this event. Keep you guys updated on the latest.
All right, Ferris Sabawi, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much.
A reminder, there is a community candlelight vigil tonight for the children killed. It will take place at Flat Rock Park in Kerrville, 3840 Riverside Drive at 6:30 this evening. Everyone is welcome.
In top stories we are following today, we are waiting to learn the name of a man found dead in a truck early this morning in East Bexar County. It was one of our top stories on early GMSA. Police tell us a woman was also found in the truck, shot in the face. She was rushed to a hospital in critical condition. This all happened around 1:30 this morning at 10 near Foster Road. We're told a witness saw the man crash into the side wall of the highway and then hit a pole. Investigators did find a weapon in the truck, but it's not clear exactly how all of this unfolded. The highway was closed for hours, but has since reopened. And time now, it's 9:08, and it's about 62 degrees out there. Still ahead on GMSA at 9. As Halloween creeps ever closer, your family might be making plans for trick-or-treating. Coming up, tips on how you can make sure your child's costume won't ruin the fun. And new technology could make holiday travel a little smoother this year. Details on how it all works after the break. Also, brand new details in that Idaho mall shooting that left 2 dead. The latest in your morning headlines with our RJ Marquez. We'll be back. In your morning headlines, a massive building fire in New Jersey overnight and an update to that Idaho mall shooting. Plus, SpaceX has a smelly issue on their new spacecraft. And what is this year's top Halloween costume? RJ Marquez is in for David Sears this morning and joins us now.
Good morning, guys. Any quick guesses on the top Halloween costume?
I have one guess. What's yours?
Well, I'm just guessing Cruella because that's what we're doing.
Good one.
Bob Ross.
Oh, right. That's really good.
Okay.
We'll find out.
I haven't read the story, so I don't know yet.
Yeah, we're just guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, but guys, before we get to that, let's start in New Jersey, where the night sky was bright with flames overnight. So check this out. This is an auction house up in flames. At last check, firefighters are still putting out hot spots there. 4 different businesses operate out of this one building. So the good news here is that there are no reports of injuries. Fire investigators are looking into what sparked that massive blaze overnight. Great video there. Okay, now to Idaho, where the investigation to a shooting at a mall continues. The new details this morning, the suspect has died, and we're learning more about one of the people killed in that shooting. 26-year-old Joseph Joe Aker was a security guard at the mall. He was the first person to respond to the call for shots fired. Joe's mother, Crystal, says that this is a loss that is immeasurable.
You never expect to outlive your kids, so this is very difficult. And Joe was my baby. He was loving, caring, strong. He loved the mountains.
Disbelief, shock. As the oldest sibling, I'm almost 10 years older than him, and you just never expect something like this to happen.
A Boise police officer responding to the scene was shot through the window of his vehicle. The police department says the officer's hat was hit by a bullet, and shards of glass from the window actually left that officer with a few cuts as well. He was treated and released from the hospital. Officials say that 3 women are also recovering from non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators are still trying to determine what started that violence. Now to this story here, a deadly day on a Hollywood movie set. We've all heard about this, with more questions than answers right now. But this morning, Santa Fe officials are expected to share updates on their investigation into what happened on the set of that movie Rust last week. Actor Alec Baldwin fired what he thought was an unloaded prop gun. Instead, cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed as she was setting up the camera shot. And Joel Sousa, the film's director, was wounded as well. The investigation is focused on ballistics, and that's where they're going now. What kind of rounds were used and who loaded that gun? One seasoned Hollywood prop master says he didn't want to work on the movie because he was asked to take on 2 jobs, one as an armorer and another as an assistant prop master.
An awful lot of landscape for even a seasoned professional to cover. If you're loading a gun, you're right up next to the camera. If you're an assistant key prop master, then you're in the background.
So a lot of questions there. The movie's producers have told cast and crew that they've hired a law firm to investigate the shooting. The district attorney says criminal charges are not being ruled out in that shooting. Okay, guys, a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule is set to take off with a group of astronauts to space this weekend. But first, SpaceX had to make sure they got an important repair was made. Okay, this is interesting. Apparently, the spacecraft's toilet is causing issues. A problem with the crew's Dragon toilet was first identified during SpaceX Inspiration 4 mission back in September. That was the first all-tourism mission to orbit when 4 people spent 3 days in space. So SpaceX head of mission assurance said that a tube came loose on the toilet. Now, the issue didn't cause any serious problems, and there were no instances of bodily fluids getting loose inside the capsule. That is good to know, guys.
Yes, good to know.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things you don't think about, but then when you're probably up in space, yeah, if something like that were to happen, that's not good.
No.
Okay, guys, moving on to Google Trends, where they have released this year's top Halloween costume searches on Google here in the United States. And what was the most popular costume on the 2021 list? A very traditional costume, a witch. Kind of a downer there. Okay, the list includes hundreds of costumes. Some of them include Cruella de Vil. Stephanie mentioned that earlier. That's number 5. Squid Game, obviously the very popular Netflix series. That's at 23. And how about Baby Yoda chiming in at 82?
That all makes sense.
No, and I was looking at the list a little bit earlier. There's also Rabbit, I think, is number 2. I don't even know what that's all about, Rabbit. But
Rabbit, like a rabbit?
A rabbit.
Or like Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh?
No, like a rabbit. Yeah, I didn't see any designation where there was Winnie the Pooh.
So I started Squid Game last night on Netflix.
Yes.
And I just checked. You can order the whole tracksuit on Amazon for about $28, and you're number 1.
Oh, wow.
001.
Okay.
So that, if I believe that was the older character.
Yes. So I've seen a couple of episodes as well. Yeah, need to catch up on it, but obviously that's been the talk of everybody that's streaming right now. So
the question is, what do you do with kind of an aqua green tracksuit with the number 001 on it after Halloween?
Oh yeah, well that's an issue for a lot of costumes out there.
There we go.
So, RJ, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Right now it is 9:17, and we watched that temperature kind of fall all morning long. Have we kind of bottomed out for now, Justin?
Probably. I think we'll probably sit here in the low 60s for maybe another hour or so, and then you'll see temperatures rebound a little bit. But it's going to be a chilly day, I think, all the way around, at least compared to what we've been seeing. The showers and storms have moved out, so they're around Houston now. You see the line of storms there completely moving out of our eastern counties. So we are done with the rain. Sun will be out for most of us here very soon. There's a little closer look at that line that we mentioned earlier. Still some tornado warnings as you get north and northeast of Houston. So if you have friends there, they're dealing with some severe weather at the moment as these storms push through. Hopefully they'll be through there in a couple of hours, and they'll continue to move off to the east and northeast. As we look at observed rainfall here around our area, the numbers were pretty good. At the airport, close to an inch. We got over an inch in Leon Valley. Medina, close to an inch. Out at Randolph, about 1.09, 1.04 in Seguin. So in general, right around an inch here in San Antonio. Stinson was at 0.68 as those storms came across. There was some minor flooding because it came down so quick, but that is all drained. So we're doing good there. As far as wind gusts go, those storms did have some very strong winds with them. Gusted to 47 miles per hour here in San Antonio. Austin gusted to 52. And I wish I could tell you we're done with the wind, but we're not. We're going to get some northwesterly winds kicking in again this afternoon that could be almost as strong as that. We're thinking some gusts up to 40 this afternoon. There you see some of the cloud cover off in the distance. Those are clearing out. 62 degrees at the airport, northwesterly winds right now at 12 miles per hour, and temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. You can see exactly where that front is now through Victoria, 63 there, still 79 in Corpus Christi, and 50s across the hill country. Junction, Fredericksburg, Kerrville, all in the 50s at this hour, and dew points are falling off very quickly. The air is dry. It will only get drier. Dew points will fall off into the 30s, even 20s by Friday. That'll make for some chilly mornings. It's not until next week that the dew points jump back up. Here's the setup, and this line of storm stretches, by the way, from Kansas all the way down into deep South Texas. Wind advisories are posted behind the front and behind that line of storms, and then out ahead of it there is a tornado watch. There is likely going to be some more severe weather across southern parts of Louisiana as we go throughout the course of the day. Wind gusts are up around 30, even 40 miles per hour there in Amarillo, and they'll see those strong wind gusts across West Texas initially, but some of those stronger winds spread across our area today. 36 mile per hour wind gusts. This is projected this afternoon. Some gusts close to 40, I think, down to the south and west. And here in San Antonio, gusts 30 to 35. They'll die down a little bit tonight, those winds, and then kick back up again tomorrow. So it'll be a windy day on your Thursday as well. Red flag warnings and wind advisories have been posted for basically the western half of the VU area, and that's where the winds will be strongest, and that's where we will have a fire threat with humidity levels being below 15%. So our forecast for today, if it'll pop up, there it goes, 75 degrees, 3 o'clock, 74 at 5 o'clock. So temperatures, again, on the cool side. In the extended forecast, 77 tomorrow, still windy, 76 Friday, 80 on Saturday, 83 Sunday. A lot of questions about Halloween. All in all, looks pretty good. It'll be a little more humid, but not really bad at all. And maybe a slight chance of rain on Tuesday, guys.
Not bad.
Yep.
Thanks, Justin.
921, about 62 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9. We are checking in live with Max Maxey. And Max, where are you this morning?
Good morning, guys. We are here at Taft High School, a blood drive underway. We know the blood supply in and around San Antonio extremely low, but there is sort of a celebration later this morning. We're going to explain right after the break.
And welcome back. It's about 9:24. The blood supply in San Antonio is extremely low. And in response, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is hosting multiple blood drives today.
One of which is over at Taft High School here in San Antonio. Max Massey joins us live from Taft. And Max, it looks like there's a bit of a celebration out there.
There is, guys. If you take a look, you can see the 6, the balloons, a cake, the 6,000, and also Gatorade in a can. I've never seen it before, but really popular here at Taft. Either way, we're here with Vanessa Gonzalez with South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. So, Vanessa, what is the 6,000? What is the celebration for?
We are thrilled to be celebrating the 6,000th donor from Northside ISD-sponsored blood drives since the pandemic began.
Now, we were talking earlier, when the pandemic hit, no one knew what to do. Places closed their doors, people stopped donating, but Northside really stepped up.
They did. So Dr. Brian Woods, together with their assistant superintendent, Don Schmidt, opened their doors to us and allowed us to come to all high schools, elementary schools, athletic complexes to be able to collect blood that's needed.
And, we try to tell the public as much as possible how low the blood supply is. From your perspective, what does it look like right now?
Sure. Well, it's pretty consistent as far as transfusions outpacing donations. And so we need the community to step up, find a convenient opportunity to donate blood.
And I want to get the message out to as many viewers as possible how important blood donations are. What are they used for? And if any viewer doesn't understand, how important are they?
Sure. While most transfusions are used for cancer patients, for those that are needing to get through their treatments and chemotherapy, you still have your everyday traumas, rollover car accidents, gunshot victims. And so it's important that everyone step up and donate, because you never know when it's going to hit home. And we don't want our medical directors to continue being in the position that they're in, which is having to decide who gets the blood, which hospital orders are we able to fill. So let's help them provide that relief, get an adequate blood supply on the shelf so that we don't have to be in that position.
Okay, and how can people donate? Do they need to schedule, or can they just show up?
Yes, no, we want them to make an appointment. We want them to call today. In fact, call right now, 210-731-5590, or visit southtexasblood.org to make your appointment.
Perfect, Vanessa. Thank you so much. And if you guys have any questions, we're going to have all that this morning on KSAT.com. Mark, Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, Max.
More ahead on GMSA at 9.
Not a great day for two South Texas sports teams. Our Spurs were defeated by the Lakers and the Astros fall to the Braves. RJ Marcus will join us again for your sports headlines in just a bit.
But first, is your child's Halloween costume safe? After the break, a live interview with some local experts on tips for avoiding a trip to the emergency room.
And welcome back. It's 9:30. And Halloween is almost here, and you may have already picked out your child's costume, but is it safe to hit the streets?
A lot of accidents with costumes might not be apparent till they happen. That's why we're bringing in a couple of local experts, Jennifer McKnight and Allison Sharawi with Children's Hospital of San Antonio. Good morning, and who's your friend there? Oh, there he goes.
This is Marcus. He's our facility dog here at the hospital.
Oh, and he's dressed up as?
He's Buzz Lightyear.
Yes.
To infinity and beyond. That's kind of rough. Sorry about that. All right. So first off, what are some things parents should watch out for when picking their child's costume, guys?
Okay, so the most important thing you want to think about when choosing a safe costume for your little ghouls and goblins is that you want them to be able to see and to be seen. So how does Marcus feel about wearing masks, Allison?
So this is a mask that came with Marcus's Buzz Lightyear costume, and he's not really a fan of it. So I'm not making him wear it. But if your child's costume has a mask, just make sure that they're able to see clearly for their own safety and for the safety of everyone around them. And another option, instead of wearing a mask, is you can always use some non-toxic face paint to complete their costume. The second thing that we want to think about is that they need to be seen. Whenever our little witches and werewolves are out in the neighborhood walking around, we especially want drivers to be able to see them. Drivers need to be extra cautious on this night. So if we look at Marcus, he has on a light colored costume, but you can always add reflective tape or an actual reflector. This one actually blinks. These can be purchased at a lot of different stores. You'll find them usually in the bicycle department. So you can purchase one of those. Or a really easy option is just to carry a flashlight or a glow stick.
And these are some modifications that parents can make because a lot of parents have already bought their costumes by now, right?
Exactly. So I know for me, I have 2 boys. They might not want a light costume. They might want a darker costume. You can always add that reflector tape or just have them carry those glow sticks and flashlights so that they can be seen.
Awesome. Any other advice you guys can think of before we wrap up?
Yeah, the last thing we want is to make sure that it fits really well. If you look at Marcus's costume, he's going to stand up for us, or maybe not. There's nothing dragging on the ground, nothing to trip him or trip his friends. We want them to have fun. Nobody enjoys getting boo-boos on Halloween night.
Oh, he's a good boy. We'll give him a little ear scruff, a little scratch for us, guys. This is Jennifer McKnight and Allison Sharawi and Marcus from over there at Children's Hospital of San Antonio. Happy Halloween, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Let's have a happy and safe one. Who's a good boy? Look at
Oh, he is a good boy.
He is. Thank you.
Taking a look outside with live cam. This cold front is here. It's feeling nice outside.
Oh, what a difference. What a difference. And, you know, we're getting excited about Halloween, right? And the big question is it going to be cool for Halloween? We're going to see some cool air next couple of days. It should last into the weekend. And I think Halloween at this point looks good. It's not going to be overly cool, but it won't be hot either. So there's that. Take a look at this picture on our KSAT Connect. This is a beautiful shot from last night. A lot of electricity with these storms as they came through. I say last night, this is really around 5 a.m. or so when these storms came through. They were loud. We saw the gusty winds, gusts up to 47 miles per hour here in San Antonio with the storms. They were quick moving, though, and they've already made it to Houston. You can see there, they are moving through Houston Metro and now into far east Texas. Still producing quite a few warnings, though. Still an active tornado warning and several active severe thunderstorm warnings now on the east side of Houston as that line progresses very quickly off to the east. Temperature-wise, 64 in New Braunfels, 63 Hondo, 63 in Rock Springs, 59 right now in Kerrville. So everybody cooling off. We'll see temperatures rebound a little bit this afternoon, but not a whole lot. And the winds will be the other big story. Gusts to 20 already in Kerrville, gusting to 23 in Del Rio, and it gets worse. We're expecting gusts up to 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour this afternoon. Very quick check of the pollen count. Molds, no surprise, jumped up because of the rain overnight. 1,530. Ragweed is low. And your forecast today, gusty winds all day long. 75 degrees is where we'll top out, and then falling down into the 60s by 8 o'clock and eventually 50s by tomorrow morning, guys.
Thank you, Justin. TransGuide right now. We've got an incident right now working I-10 at De Zavala, and it looks like that is the westbound lanes right there by those shopping centers. We've got traffic stacking on the frontage road and trying to get around this incident there. Again, I-10 West, very close to De Zavala.
KSAT 12 presents another Day of the Dead story. Brought to you by Toyota.
Day of the Dead has been celebrated one way or another for thousands of years, and many of its current traditions are rooted in Aztec beliefs. One being we keep our ancestors alive by remembering them. That makes 2021 a special year. 500 years ago, the Spanish conquered the Aztecs. If your ancestors were indigenous or Spanish or both, this 500th anniversary is a time to remember them. 1521 changed everything. Want to pay your respects to the Aztecs this Day of the Dead? Here's an idea. Visit Brackenridge Park at sunset on November 2nd and leave some flowers at the statue of Cuauhtemoc, the Aztecs' last emperor.
And with more people flying, airport travelers are once again seeing delays, cancellations, and long lines.
But new facial recognition technology like what you see behind us here could cut down on wait times at some of those security checkpoints. CNN's Pete Moontine shows us how it works.
For the first time, your next flight could be unlocked by facial recognition technology, starting at bag check, going through security, and all the way to the gate.
Success. You're welcome aboard.
The new partnership between Delta Airlines and the Transportation Security Administration aims to save passengers time as people are flooding back to airports.
And really hopefully reduce stress and increase the speed at which people traverse through the airport.
Delta's Ranjan Goswami showed me how the system works at bag check. He says what typically takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds is now down to 30 seconds. He says the process of verifying your identity at the TSA checkpoint is now down to only 6 seconds.
I think the timing could not be more perfect in many ways because you're right, more and more regular travelers are coming back to travel.
The trial will start at Delta's busiest hub, at first for those in Delta's frequent flyer program who also have TSA pre-check. Passport and visa photos in a federal database are compared with your live photo. The TSA insists that file is immediately destroyed, upping security from cyber threats and hacks.
We've definitely taken privacy considerations into account the whole way. If somebody does not want to participate, they do not have to opt in and participate. They really have that choice if they want to have the experience.
Thank you. Welcome to the Airlines Club.
American Airlines is also trying facial recognition at its DFW terminal lounges. But industry experts think using the technology from the moment you arrive at the airport could cut the time you spend waiting in half.
If we see the TSA get that kind of an increase in productivity, long airport security lines could be a thing of the past.
And the new facial recognition technology launches at the Atlanta airport next month ahead of the busy holiday travel season. Artwork is always part of the plan for a couple of real estate developers.
That's right. Back here in San Antonio, a married couple who own Arts Developments made it their mission to beautify one neighborhood in particular. They've added artwork, mainly murals, to most of the homes they've built. They say they want to give people in the area just east of downtown a reason to spend more time outdoors. They say they've already noticed the neighborhood is becoming a hotspot for colorful selfies.
You see people now walking more on the streets, just coming here and taking pictures, seeing the mural, seeing the sculpture.
That's the big picture, to have like a great part of the city in San Antonio and to be well known as other cities for their art.
And at last count, they had installed 10 murals plus 3 sculptures at properties on that near east side. You can learn more about their efforts in this week's If These Walls Could Talk. That's on our website now at KSAT.com.
Time check, 9:40, about 63 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And RJ Marcus will be back after the break to talk sports. The Spurs taking another L, and the Stros off to a bad start in the World Series. And welcome back. It's 9:43. It was a busy Tuesday in the sports world.
World Series got underway last night. Spurs hosted a heck of a game with the LA Lakers. RJ Marquez is back to break all that down for us in this morning's sports headlines.
Yeah, guys, not a good night if you're a fan of the Astros and the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, a lot of people here in the South Texas follow both those teams. Last night I was kind of just switching back and forth, but let's go ahead and start with the Astros because this one I was able to kind of bounce away from pretty quick. Check this out right here. Jorge Soler, the first pitch, first inning. This is the first time this has ever actually happened. Jorge Soler became the first player to begin a World Series with a home run. That was in last night's opener there at Minute Maid Park. Braves got up early and they did not take their foot off the gas. They ended up going up 5-0 by the end of the third inning. And this is even after their pitcher, Charlie Morton, actually broke his leg during this game. He has a fracture, so he's probably out for the rest of the series. He did like 20 extra pitches after he broke his leg, ended up going out, but the bullpen by the Braves, strong effort there. You saw earlier a 2-run homer by Adam Duvall and a late sacrifice fly from Freddie Freeman. The Braves coast their first World Series appearance since the days of Chipper Jones and all those aces that they used to have back in the 90s. Now, this is obviously a bad recipe for the Astros. Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Alex Bregman all went hitless. They were 0 for 12 last night. The Braves take game 1, 6-2. Now, good thing about this is that the Astros get a chance to bounce back here pretty quick because game 2 is tonight at Minute Maid Park. Do you guys think that the Astros probably going to bounce back here?
Absolutely. I really do, especially looking back at the rest of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It was back and forth, especially in this last series,
Yeah.
so I think it'll happen again tonight.
Yeah. I just think that the initial shock from being down so early and that first home run, I mean, that's never happened. It was one of the, I wasn't even watching and I saw an alert. I said, home run, right?
Already.
First inning, first base. I was like, oh, here we go.
Well, and it should be noted, nobody saw Dusty Baker panicking in the dugout just yet.
Yes, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Yes, so still a long ways to go. All right, guys, moving on to the Spurs. Of course, they hosted the LeBron-less Lakers at home last night. That was a bit of a bummer there for the fans. We'll talk about the fans here in just a little bit. Lakers taking on the Spurs last night, and the Spurs actually, you know what? Good game here. They were up at halftime by a point. Of course, the Lakers still have Anthony Davis, and right there, Russell Westbrook is still doing some good things. So the Spurs actually led this game by 12 at the end of the third quarter, but the Lakers obviously did not go away. DeJounte Murray had himself a nice game, but ended up missing the game-winning shot, and the Spurs fall in overtime, 125-121. That was a really big shot right there by LA to get that game to 114. And so the Spurs lose, third straight loss. They now hit the road. They're at Dallas and then at Milwaukee. Guys, a lot of talk, though, off the court about some of the fans at the game last night because apparently it was like 60% Lakers fans there for this Spurs home game. Even some people, like the radio broadcasters for the Lakers, saying that it felt like a game at Staples Center.
Wow.
So a lot of Spurs fans not happy about that. I wonder if it's just because it's early season and really it's just kind of a young team so far.
I think all of that has to do with it. I mean, I could see by the video, I mean, you could see all the shirts out there, and you kind of see that, you know, every once in a while. I think people who are even Spurs fans, you know, they also have their little Lakers jersey, like, oh, it's time to wear our Lakers jersey. And so, but I mean, I wouldn't do that. Don't get me wrong.
Two things. Lakers Nation is strong.
Yeah.
You know,
Of course.
there are
Yeah.
several sports teams that we see travel very well or have a huge fan base nationally. You think Yankees or Patriots or Raiders.
Yeah.
The other thing,
Cowboys,
there's an easy way to solve that problem, and that's to get more Spurs fans in the stand. So that's kind of on us, is it not?
A little bit, yeah. And I don't know if it's because it's so early in the season that fans maybe are just kind of maybe selling their tickets, and they know that, like, as you mentioned, Mark, the Lakers are a national brand. Plus, I also think maybe people thinking that LeBron James probably not going to be around for too much longer. This might be the last time to see him. Now, he did not play last night, but LeBron's always a big draw.
Yeah,
so,
but you could still go to see LeBron and wear your Spurs shirt, right?
That is true.
Go Spurs, go.
Great point there.
But most important, that the Spurs were close last night. They were so close.
They were close. They're going to have to learn how to close these games out and really try and figure out who's going to be the closer of this team. DeJounte took credit for that loss last night. I don't think it was fully on him, but they're going to have to definitely figure that out and get some wins here along the way.
Okay.
Thank you. Still
Thanks,
early
guys.
for that.
Still early.
Justin's back. He's been talking about the rough weather out in parts of southeast Texas. Is Houston still under the gun right now, Justin?
Things are starting to get better there. It's now Beaumont, and eventually it'll be Louisiana here soon. This line is screaming east. I mean, it's moving quick. It came through San Antonio very quickly, and that's one of the reasons we didn't get a whole lot of rain. We did get up close to an inch in some spots. But you see the activity right now. There's a tornado watch box out ahead of the line to account for any of these little spin-ups you get right along these lines of storms. And right now, there are a few severe thunderstorm watches out there. We'll look a little bit closer to Houston. The worst is really through the city, now moving there along I-10 towards Beaumont and Port Arthur. For us, we're done with the rain. The entire viewing area, done with the rain. Cloud cover is starting to shift out too. You see the back edge of the clouds right here moving through downtown. So the sun is popping out as we speak, and we'll see lots of sun today. It'll be cooler, though. 62 at the airport, 59 Helotes, 64 right now, Boerne Stage, 61 in Comfort, 61 in Kerrville, 65 Canyon Lake. And I don't anticipate these numbers to jump up very quickly just because we've still got cool air working in on these northwesterly winds. 64 Rock Springs, 74 out in Del Rio, a little warmer as you get down towards Carrizo Springs and Katua. And there's the scene outside. Yeah, there's the sun, and temperatures 69 Stinson, 65 Kelly, 64 at Randolph, and winds now starting to pick up, and winds will be a big storyline today. I think we'll get some gusts up around 30, 35 miles per hour. Even some spots could see a gust up to 40. Right now, dew points are dropping off into the 30s and 40s. Dew points go even lower than this in the coming days. We'll see dew points 30s, 20s, and that's very, very dry air. It's not until Monday of next week that we see the humidity increase and you start to feel it a little bit more. So we're going to have several days here of some nice dry conditions. Here's the setup. And this line of storms, by the way, extends all the way from Kansas down towards the Texas coastal bend here. And this is going to continue its trek east through the day. Tornado watch box is out ahead of it. Behind it, those wind advisories, and that includes parts of our area. Forecast wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour in the Panhandle, but even here, I think we're going to see some gusts close to 40 out west. This is around 2 o'clock today, by the way. Here in San Antonio, gusts 30 to 35. And then by tonight, winds calm just a little bit. It'll still be breezy overnight, but not as windy as what we're looking at today. But tomorrow, the winds pick right back up. So we're going to see another windy day on Thursday. Red flag warnings are in effect. Wind advisories 2 out west. That's where gusts could be up to 40 miles per hour. And that humidity is going to be less than 15%. So you run the risk of fires spreading very quickly. Keep that in mind, especially those west of San Antonio. Our forecast today, I think we top out at about 75. Sunny skies, northwesterly winds 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then tonight we drop down into the 60s and eventually 50s. 51 tomorrow morning. Almost cool enough to get some wind chills, and I think we will get some wind chills in spots tomorrow. 77 on your Thursday, 76 Friday. Weekend looks great. Halloween looks great. Maybe a few rain chances early next week. We'll be right back.
Hey, good morning, guys. Coming up on Live, Alan Cumming talks about his new book plus DIY Halloween costume tips. We'll see you soon right here on Live.
And we're still in the 60s right now. It's going to be a coolish day. Temperatures mid-70s. Wind is going to be the big story. Gusty winds gusting up to 35, even 40 miles per hour in some cases. 51 tomorrow morning. Another windy day, too, on your Thursday, and a nice weekend ahead.
We don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but San Antonio has finished in the top 10 cities for happy hour in the entire U.S.
Yeah, we are ranked at number 8. I'll just give that away right away. So they look at a couple of things here. They look at cost of the happy hour, the number of happy hour spots, and average number of reviews for happy hour spots.
Also average star, average price, and number of perfect happy hour spots, quote unquote. So here are the top 10 going backwards, and Texas did very well. Number 10 is Sacramento. Number 9 is Houston.
Number 8, of course, San Antonio again. 7, we have Tampa, Florida. Number 6, we have, I guess it looks like a tie with Denver and Orlando, Florida.
Well, you're right. Number 5, happy hour spot in the country. Top 5 is Dallas. LA is number 4. Austin, number 3.
And number 2, we have San Diego. And number 1, Phoenix, Arizona. So at first you kind of look and you're like, well, it's not that impressive because San Antonio's 8, and then you have like Austin 3 and Dallas 5. But then, you know, you have San Antonio beating out Las Vegas at number 11 and even beating out Chicago at number 19.
That's kind of surprising in a way.
What's your favorite happy hour drink?
I'm old fashioned, so I like old fashions.
Hey.
It's like water at this point. Justin.